behalf of Astromatrix, my name is Marcel, and I'm here today to talk to you about Jupiter, which has been moving forward since its station direct and will be entering into Pisces on the 28th of December. So before we dive into that, I'd like to ask, please, if you do enjoy our content, to like and subscribe to our channel. We do regular updates. And then I will be doing a tarot reading on behalf of the collective related to Jupiter and Pisces. So do stay tuned for that. Okay, so as I mentioned, Jupiter will be entering into Pisces on the 28th of December. And it's a very fast-moving period for Jupiter and Pisces. It only lasts 5 months. So in May, it goes all the way through the 30 degrees and then 29 degrees. And then in May, it enters into Aries, where it'll stay in Aries till 8 degrees. And then it retrogrades backwards and comes back into Pisces October to December of 2022. And during that period, it will hover over the last two degrees of Pisces, the 28th and the 29th degree, and this is very, very important. So I should also mention that Pisces, Jupiter and Pisces, Jupiter did actually enter into Pisces in May this year, and it went up to 2 degrees before it retrograded backwards into Aquarius. So we all would have had, if we were aware, we would have had a sense of the influence of that Jupiterian energy in Pisces. I certainly felt it. Things felt so much lighter and clearer. And that is the beauty of what this transit is about. So because it moves so fast, as opposed to its normal speed, which is normally Jupiter stays in a sign for about a year, it's really, really calling our awareness to what potential energies may be activated for you, depending if there are signs in Pisces for you, as well as which house or houses it lies in. But I'll get back to that. First, let's unpack what Jupiter in Pisces is about. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's all about higher growth and learning, and it's very much connected to travel. It's very much connected to wisdom. And it's very much connected to cultural experiences where we take ourselves out of our comfort zones in order to experience what else there is out there, in order to expand our perspective on our realities. So it's very much a planet of growth. It's very optimistic, but it can also indicate exaggeration, especially if there are negative transits, negative aspects in the mix. So Jupiter, wherever it moves through in the chart, it goes through all 12 zodiacs over 12 years. Every 12 years it moves into a new sign. So we're literally coming into a period of completion. And this is what the Pisces quality is about. It's the last sign of the zodiac, and it has to do with completion. And it's taking stock of all the life's journeys that we've been through in order to come to Pisces and to integrate and release and heal. So the Pisces energy is very much about release. It's very much about it's non-dualistic. So it's not attached to right or wrong. It's very much a fluidity. It doesn't want to be contained or boxed in any way. There's such a strong compassionate quality to the higher vibrational Piscean energies. And so when we see Jupiter in Pisces, we really can experience an expansion, a spiritual expansion, which really allows us to connect to spirit in such a deeper way. And I very much feel that this period will allow us the opportunity to step out of our mind's way of analyzing our realities and constantly trying to control all the decisions that we make in our lives, as opposed to letting go and letting God and learning to surrender and to simply allow what is wanting to move through. And this may not be easy for a lot of us, especially if we're very goal-orientated or very focused on driving our lives forward. And the Piscean quality, it's a fluidity, it's a water sign, and it's very expansive. It doesn't want to be boxed or contained. It wants to allow what wants to come through, and it doesn't have any place for the mind in this equation. So it's a beautiful time to really connect to something deeper. We may experience intuitive messages coming through. Our intuition will expand and we'll have a clearer sense. It's almost like the vibrational frequency gets raised, gets amplified, giving us a higher perspective on our realities, especially depending on which house Pisces rules. So it can rule 2 houses, or it may just rule 1 house. And it's really, really important to take a look to see which house or houses Pisces rules in your chart. So anywhere where you see 0 to 29 degrees of Pisces, this is where Jupiter will be moving through. And I'm sharing this with you because it's moving through so fast. It's going to be in Pisces for under 5 months. And if you have any planets in Pisces, you really want to be aware of when Jupiter is going to hit that planet, because you've literally got a few days to really be mindful and integrate whatever the lessons or experiences are that that activation is bringing to you. So it's, for instance, if depending on which house it moves through, you will really experience, and even if you don't have any planets in that house, just the house itself will be activated with that experience of spiritual expansion and awareness and clarity. So for instance, if it's moving through your 2nd house, you can experience financial expansion, clarity with regards to what your highest values are. If it moves into the 3rd house, it has to do with communication, a new way of thinking, lots of communication happening, creative projects around expression, things like that. And so it almost brings this higher perspective in that area of the house. So that area of the house gets a reboot. And that house that Pisces is moving through is incredibly important. It's very relevant to your life. It's very relevant to your soul's journey. And it's the spirit moving through that area, allowing you to upgrade. And so what happens is when Jupiter leaves Pisces and goes into Aries, it goes all the way to 8 degrees and then continues until it goes into retrograde back into Pisces at where it goes back to 28 degrees, and it'll stay between 28 and 29 degrees for 2 to 3 months, from October to December. Now, this is really, really important. So it's almost as if as it moves into Aries, we're given an experience to put to play all of the lessons that we've learned, whatever it is that we've released, because Aries is about new beginnings. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So it's almost as if there's something in our lives that we're completing and we're starting afresh with something new as we move into Aries with Jupiter. And of course, it only goes up to 8 degrees. So we get to put to practice everything that it is that we have learned from when Jupiter moved through Pisces. And then it goes back retrograde, back into Pisces, and we get one last chance to really revisit those energies. So the 28th and 29th degree is really, really important. It's known as the anorectic degree. And this is a period of radical completion. And it's almost as if the 29th degree, and because it's there for 2 months, much longer than when Jupiter moved through all the other degrees, it's almost as if there's a void, there's a spaciousness to really integrate those lessons of what it is that we're completing. And then in December of 2022, it moves forward into Aries again, and it will not return until 12 years later. So I really do encourage you to get very clear on which house or houses Pisces rules, which signs are in those houses, because they will be activated, and to get a sense of what dates those houses, those signs might be activated, so that you can be mindful and really work with those energies. So it's a very beautiful period to, it's going to be much lighter than a lot of the energies that we've been experiencing. Jupiter in Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, so it has been a lot heavier. Saturn is more about responsibility and Jupiter wants to expand. So it hasn't completely been free-flowing for Jupiter in Aquarius, but as soon as it moves into Pisces, you will feel it. And it's really important to become incredibly mindful and connected to self during that period. So another thing to mention, while it can be very beautiful and expansive, it can also be overwhelming for a lot of people, especially if you're incredibly sensitive, empathic. And this Piscean quality is so generous. So it's really important to integrate boundaries during this period and to learn how to say no, so that you're not expending all your energy and giving of yourself and not having enough for yourself. So you might experience a period of wanting to go into isolation, to really explore your creativity, to explore your spiritual gifts. But it can also include overwhelm. It can bring aspects of depression and some kind of burnout. It just depends. But there is always integration and learning that comes with it. It does rule Neptune, so it can. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, so it can also bring exhaustion or tiredness. So now that we have covered what this beautiful transit is going to be about, let's take a look to see what the cards have to say. And I've got the tarot cards here, and interestingly enough, right on top we have the Star, which is about hopes and dreams and wishes. And so I'm giving these cards a shuffle, and this reading is on behalf of the collective, related to Jupiter transiting through Pisces, So this reading is on behalf of the collective, exploring Jupiter transiting through Pisces, and what are we here to learn? All right, so the theme of the reading is Six of Swords. So I will pick the cards and then I'll explain what each of them mean. Six of Swords. What is Jupiter in Pisces wanting to reveal to us? What is Jupiter in Pisces wanting to reveal to us? Page of Wands. What is the best way to utilize our spiritual gifts during this period? What is the best way to utilize our spiritual gifts during this period? Okay. And we have the King of Cups. All right. And then the last card is, what is it that we're needing to release? What is it as a collective that we're needing to release during this Jupiter moving through Pisces? Okay, so I have two cards that came out here. And I'm going to take both of them. So the first one is the Three of Wands. And the next one is the Star. So we got the Star in the end. Okay, she just wanted to come out. Hope, inspiration. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have the Five of Cups, which is a card of loss. And for some of us, many of us, we've experienced all kinds of losses this year. It's been an intense year, really working deeply with shadow on the planet. And of course, what better way to experience our shadow than to experience loss? So we carry a lot of that in our hearts. And we've been carrying a lot of intensities for a lot of us this year. And yet, this period is a period of renewal. And it's a period of moving away from and letting go of. It's a period of release. The Six of Swords it's moving away. The swords has to do with the mind, so it's a mental moving away, mental release. And the water represents the emotions, moving away from, and of course the swords rule the mind, and Jupiter is known as the higher mind. So there's wisdom that has come from these losses that have happened. And this process is allowing us to move away from what has been emotionally difficult, stagnant, limiting and suffocating. And it's moving in the direction of calmer waters. Okay. So my next question was, what does Jupiter in Pisces have in store for us? What is it wanting to reveal to us? And so we have the Page of Wands. And this is a spark. This is a spark of possibility, of creative potential. And you know, the Page of Wands, the Wands has to do with fire. It's very electric, and it's about the spark of creation, something being activated. It's potentially connected to Kundalini energy. So it's not giving us the full story, but it's saying there is the potential, there is the opportunity for an initiation, a spark of some kind of divine creativity to come through during this period for you. And so my next question is, I forgot what the question was, but what we have here is the King of Cups, and what are we needing to bring into our lives and to integrate more of during this period? And the King of Cups is it relates to, it rules Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, so it is a water sign, and it's very much connected to the emotions. And with the masculine energy, it's more of an outward expression of those emotions. And the king is someone who's mastered their emotions. There is an emotional maturity. So Pisces being a water sign and having this Page of Cups and having the Page of Wands and the King of Cups, I very much feel like it's this spark of emotional divine intervention that activates something deeper for us that we've not experienced before. And so the King of Cups is around the mastery and the maturity of the emotions, and that creative activation through this Jupiter in Pisces will allow us to connect to a higher awareness, connect to our feeling on a deeper level, and to transform and move away from any of the old, outdated, negative, emotional and mental energies from the past. So then my last question was, what are we needing to release and let go of? And we have the Three of Wands. And this person is, they have their backs to us, which means that they're moving forward, they're moving in a new direction. And they are looking out over the ocean, and oftentimes this it is a card of travel. And Jupiter rules the 9th house, which is very much connected to travel. So for some of you, you may feel a desire to go traveling. And in this case, it would be a safe travel because Jupiter in Pisces blesses travel. It could also be a spiritual travel, a spiritual journeying. And so with regards to what are we leaving behind, I feel that this card is leaving behind what has now passed, letting go of what no longer is in the present moment, and looking ahead, looking forward to what lies ahead of you. And planning for that, moving in a new direction. So we're really, really releasing the past. And this card wanted to fall out as well. So I very much feel like she's looking towards her dreams, her hopes, her wishes. And it's such a divine spiritual card, this. And so it's really aligning and focusing on what those higher aspirations, dreams and hopes and spiritual possibilities are for us. So there we go. I hope that shed some light on how this could play out for you. And if you did enjoy this, please do let us know which house Jupiter will be moving through for you, and what you suspect may be in the cards for you. And once again, if you do enjoy our content, please like and subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching. Bye for now.